In today's show, I'm going to show you how to create a simple crossbody bag just in time for gift giving. Hey quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I'm Pam Hiller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Thanks for joining us today. Brock's in the house. How are you, Brock?
Hello.
Hello. You're just a black screen there for a minute.
What?
You were just a black screen. We didn't see your smiling face.
Well, I wasn't smiling.
Oh.
So that also helped.
That also.
We will fix that because people need to see me.
They do need to see you. Okay. All right, where is everyone watching from today? Hey, Susan is watching from the UK. Thanks for joining us, Susan. And Kenneth says it is chilly in North Logan, Utah. I bet it is. Utah has like the top 3 amounts of snow in their mountains, so that's cool. And Donna is watching from Lake Hills, Texas. Hi. All right. Let's showcase some of the projects from our intro video. First up, we have Ginny H. Ginny had me with all of the bats and pumpkins, and I love the fact that Ginny used her cube to make those shapes. That's super cute. And I bet that's grunge for the winter. Okay, next we have Linda W. Linda made mouse ears. Again, she used our cube system. Look at how cute that is. I think that's really fun. Okay, here is the photo of the day. You ready? Look at all of these little box bags that you can make. Our good friend Carolina Moore designed the Go box bag die, and those are some of like the little zipper totes that you can make. So the question of the day is, because lots of guilds are getting together for the end of the year, does your quilt guild have a gift exchange? Ours does kind of, but we like to do charity projects. In fact, huge shout out to the Omaha Modern Quilt Guild, who just dropped off 23 quilts to Children's Hospital here in Omaha. So in the comment sections, let us know, does your guild have a gift exchange? Hey, Brock, does your mom belong to a guild? Your mom's a big quilter.
She is, and she does. And
do you know if her guild like exchanges gifts?
I do not, but I will find out before the end of the show.
Before the end of the show. Mama Brock, will you just let us know? All right. Today, I'm giving away one of our Go Box Bag 2-die sets by the amazing Carolina Moore. Be sure and register for future events on the AccuQuilt event page for your chance to win. Brock's going to announce the winner at the end of our show. We're going to use these box bags to cut rounded bottoms and darts. Previously, we've only cut them so they were box bottoms. So the Go Zippity-Do-Done crossbody bag, which is right here, is a free pattern at AccuQuilt.com. Look at how fun this is. You will need the Go Box Bag die, 2-die set to make these bags. This is a Zippity-Do-Done zipper. We're gonna show you how to make this bag. It's lined, which I think is super fun, and you don't have to use a zipper foot. So you're gonna need the box bag die, the multi-strip die to cut some additional strips. 2.5-inch strips is what we used for the strap. That's the word I was looking for. And then you need 2 dies. You need the 6-inch finished square and the 3x6-inch finished rectangle. Both of those shapes are in the 12-inch cube. So if you have the 12-inch cube, you can have those dies already. Then you're gonna need a June Taylor Zippity-Do-Done zipper. This is what they look like. You can get them on our website. And we're gonna talk about it because this is super slick, because it has a little place for your fabric to go so that you don't have to use a zipper foot. Then you're just gonna need fat quarter. Well, you're gonna need a 1/4 yard of fusible, and we'll talk about that. 2 fat quarters, one for the outer fabric and one for the lining fabric. And then look at these. Hey, Brock, do you know that we have stuff from Sally Tomato now on our website?
I am aware, yes.
Mostly I like to just say Sally Tomato.
It's a fun name to say.
Yeah, kudos to the Sally Tomato folks for coming up with a fun name. So these are the rings that you're going to use right here. Yeah, look at how cool that is. Okay, so before we get started, let's take a look at the dies. Now, first of all, they're on a 6x12 die board, so they're going to fit through all of our cutters, including the Go Me. And this is the boxed corner edge, and we've done a show or two, don't you think, Brock, where we've cut those boxed bags corners?
Couple, yeah.
Okay, so this is the side we're going to use today. We're going to use to cut out a dart, like you would have done in garment sewing. And then the other die, so this is the large corner, and this is the small rounded corner. And we're going to use the small one today. Now these sold out right away quick. We got another order, they sold out right away quick. And now, Brock, do we have new ones back in stock?
I believe we do.
We do, we have new ones back in stock. So if you've been waiting to get these, you can do them, okay? And these crossbody bags, they're perfect for gift giving. You can use them for teacher gifts or gift exchange, all of those kind of things. All right, so some of this I have already prepped because it takes a little minute to do it, okay? So with your fat quarter, you're gonna, download the pattern, free pattern, at quilted.com. This is what it looks like. Okay, it gives you all the cutting instructions. Now, the first thing it's gonna tell you to do, it's gonna tell you to cut 18-inch strips, 6 by 18-inch strips, and then you're gonna subcut them using our 2.5-inch strip die to make this strap. It took me a minute to make the strap, so I made it yesterday, okay? But what you're gonna do is you're gonna take and sew these little strips together. It tells you in the pattern how to do it, and they're 2.5 inches, and then you're just gonna cut from our fusible fleece a 2-inch strip for the middle, and then you're gonna put right sides together, sew it, and then turn it inside out. And here's what I learned. If you just take a big pin, help me. Not a straight pin, but a
Curved pin?
yeah, what are those called? Okay, somebody will help us. Take a pin, that you would do, that has a clasp on it, and put it on the end, then you can turn it inside out. All of my brain cells are gone, okay? Safety pin for the win. There we go.
I was thinking of the little hook that you would use to stitch up a wound or something. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Oh, we have some of those at our house. Sutures.
Yeah, yeah.
No, a safety pin. Get a big one. Thank you, Kenyon. And put it, and then you can turn it inside out. And then you're gonna press it down and do a little decorative stitch on it. Okay, so this is our strap, okay? Then, from each of the fabrics, you're gonna cut a 7-inch strip, and then you're gonna subcut them into a 6.5-inch square, which we cut on our dies, okay? This is my lining, and then 3.5 by 6.5-inch rectangles, cut those on my die, and we're gonna show you how to cut them in just a sec. And then we're gonna follow the pattern, because then what you need is a 6.5 by 12.5-inch piece of fabric, okay? Again, this is my lining, and these are my outer. Now you're gonna notice that I have pre-fused fleece to the outer parts. So I'm gonna show you how I did that, because it's super cool. Okay, so first of all, I just have some scrap. Okay, I'm gonna move this so I don't cut the strap, okay? And I'm gonna show you this, and then Brock's gonna talk about gift giving. So I just cut a piece of my background fabric that was bigger than 3.5 by 6.5, because that's what you need. And then I'm just gonna take it right here, and I'm gonna cut that little fusible fleece. Now, we have this on our website. It comes in a big packaging. It says fusible fleece. So on this side is the fleece softy side. And then this is the bumpy side that has all of the glue on it, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it down. So the glue side is to the wrong side of my fabric. And then here's the trick. Oh, here, I'll come right here. Thank you, Greg. The trick is you want to iron it from the fabric side, okay? Where do you want me to be, Greg? Good. Right here? Okay. So I'm gonna iron it from the fabric side rather than the fleece side because my iron is hot and sometimes it melts that little fleece. So that's kind of my little pro tip, right? You can use it, but I'm gonna show you another little thing here. So now we have fleece and fabric, and here is truly my pro tip. You can run it, once it's pre-fused, you can run it through the die. All right, so I don't have to worry about lengthwise green because I've already fused my fabric. And I'm just gonna cut one rectangle, okay? Give it a little love, slide that mat, don't lift. And now see, look. So don't cut your fusible and cut your fabric separate. Pre-fuse your fabric and just cut it on a die, okay? All right. Now, for those of you watching who are already stressed about it, this event is recorded. So you can always go back and follow the instructions, and all of our live events live on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our website. Okay, before we start cutting fabric, Brock, do people give gifts in their guilds?
All right, let's go through some of these. So the Modern Quilt Guild in Portland says they're doing a mug rug exchange at their next meeting.
That sounds fun.
Let's see. Gwen Brewer says her guild does not do an exchange. She lives up in Canada, so
Okay.
it sounds like you could be the one to kick that off.
You could start that.
Make yourself a crossbody bag. Be like, hey, everybody else do this, and we'll see who can make the best one or the worst one.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun. Do you remember a couple of years ago when Eric and I had the ugly oven mitt contest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and Erica won in the landslide.
Apparently, people cheated, but it was good. All right, and are other people having gifts?
Donna Deloach says, we do Secret Pal gifts monthly for Christmas at our guild.
Oh, that's nice.
That's always fun. Susan W. says, we had our guild dinner last night, and we do have a gift exchange. Tell us what you exchanged.
Yeah, we'd love to hear.
Did you make it, or did you buy something?
Yeah, we want to know. Did you do a white elephant gift? Okay. All right. So now that we have our pieces cut for our bag, it is now time to cut the curved bottoms. And it's super slick because I'm just going to line up my fabric here. There's a corner. Okay. And I can always cut 6 layers of cotton. Hold, please. This is, hang on here. I wondered why I had 2 squares, and now I realize that one of them wasn't the square. Shh. Holy smokes. Okay. So I can do my lining and my outer fabric. Okay. And now I'm just gonna line it up here in the corner. I'm gonna put my little small mat on it. It's only gonna cut where there's fabric in a mat. And I'm gonna run it through the cutter. Okay. Oh, here, and then while I have Greg here, I'm gonna do the other side because I want round bottoms, but small round bottoms, not boxed bottoms, okay? I'm gonna put my mat here. And I just think this is brilliant that Carolina figured this out. I'm just saying. Okay, give it some love, slide, don't lift. There we go. We have half of them done. And now we're ready to do our other sides. And I'm gonna do them exactly the same. I'm gonna cut my fused outer fabric and my lining. And kind of pay attention, because you don't want to cut the long end, you want to cut the short ends. Sometimes when I'm cutting, I'm not paying attention the way I need to. Okay, here we go. Do the same thing. Okay. So now, slide, don't lift. There we go. Did it cut it? It did. Okay. It's like just making sure. So now I have my 2 bottoms that have rounded corners, and now I need to cut darts. And darts are going to allow our fabric to kind of just come together and like you would in a garment sewing. Okay, so look, it has 1, 2, 3 inches. I'm just gonna line it up here on the 1 inch, okay? And I wanna make sure that it's just right there at the bottom of my rounded corner. And you can see on the, you can watch it, see on the pattern. The graphics are really good. Okay, so now look, just cut that little pie piece. Now I'm gonna do it again over here. Okay, I just can't even imagine trying to cut these by hand, because you'd have to measure them, and then I feel like you would cut them too far. Okay, okay, ta-da. And we're gonna do it here in the big ones the exact same way, okay? So I'm just lining up the center of my little curve. And notice how most of the fabric's hanging off the die. That's okay, that's what you want. Okay. And then we're gonna do the same on this side, okay? So if I were making a bunch of these, I would do just like assembly line, right? I would just cut all of my pieces and then cut all my rounded bottoms and then cut all of my darts. Okay, so we good? Brock, are we good?
I'm good. Are you good?
I'm so good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sew on these darts, and I'm gonna back stitch so that they stay locked. And while I'm doing that, I know I moved the sewing machine, guys, sorry. Brock, will you tell us if people have gifts?
I can do that. From Sandy G, she says, we have no gift exchange, but we do play fabric bingo for prizes.
Okay, I want to know what's fabric bingo and how I can be a part of that, because that sounds like delightful.
Sandy, send us the rules of fabric bingo.
Oh, thank you, Sandy. So I'm
may
putting
need to see that.
right sides together here. Is it funny?
I don't know. She has to send it to us.
Oh, yeah.
Sue G, Country Rose Quilt Guild of Rose Hill, Kansas.
Hi, Rose Hill
Are
Quilt Guild.
small, only about 90 people. This year we are exchanging homemade Christmas ornaments.
Oh, there's a die for that. That's so fun. Okay, I'm just putting right sides together and I'm stitching my darts.
We have another one here from Armida L. WOQG, which I'm trying to figure out where that is. Is that like Western Oklahoma Quilt Guild?
I think so.
Or Oregon?
Okay or OR?
WOQG. So like,
Oh, I got nothing.
yeah. Worcester?
Canada? Or I don't know.
Anyway, Armida says, we had an apron exchange this year. So much fun. Super adorable aprons.
I bet. You could applicate so many cute things onto aprons.
Angela D says, I'm not in a quilt guild right now. This AccuQuilt is my quilt guild as well.
Oh, we're happy to be your guild.
Aww.
Aw. We're going to start a quilt-along next year. I'm pretty excited about it.
We're going to continue our quilt-alongs.
Yes, we are going to continue it. Thank you. Okay. Look, I'm just making darts. I'm liking this. Okay, I'm just giving it a little back stitch so they stay. Don't want your darts coming out of your bag. And I love the fact that, you know, bags are pretty forgiving. So if your little dart is just a wee off, you're okay. Okay, here we go.
Speaking of bags, we got a comment here from Jenny G. It says, I am not a part of a guild yet, but this year I made June Taylor tote bags for my kids' teachers. I also made my nephew's baby a teddy bear blanket. I also made my mom a chicken fabric blanket. I made my brother a Ghostbusters tumbler blanket. I would like to see a picture of that.
I would like to see a picture of that.
I made washies for my mom and sister. I still have about 5 more projects to finish before Christmas. She is going full on handmade Christmas.
She's doing phenomenal.
Good for you, Jen.
Good for you. Okay.
Pat F says our guild swaps pot holders. Always fun.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. I like that.
Kathy T says I made cork notebooks for friends. I used some of the dies to decorate the fonts, the sewing machine and thread spool die.
I like that.
Nice.
Okay. All right. I am following along on my pattern here. I'm following along. I have stitched my bags. I've made our strap. Okay. Now, this is where the metal hits the road. What is it? The rubber hits the road.
Rubber hits the road.
There we go. This is important, okay? All right. So this is the lining, okay? This is the outer, okay? So what you want to do is you want to place one 3.5 by 6.5 inch lining piece and one 3.5 by 6.5 inch outer piece, wrong sides together. Okay, just like this. Okay, and I'm going to move this over here, and then I'm going to show you this Zippity-Do-Done zipper. Mostly, I like to say that. Okay.
Is it that you like to sing it or that it makes you want to sing the song?
Oh, now I'm going to want to sing the song. Zippity-doo-dah, right? Thanks for that, Brock. Yesterday I was singing quite a bit. The same song over and over again, despite their different words. Okay, so we have Zippity-Doo-Done zippers. They're 18 inches long. They're available on our website. You can look under the June Taylor product, okay? Now, this is super cool because look, it has like a little pocket for your fabric. And I'm going to tell you, I've learned a few things about Zippity-Doo-Done zippers. And the first thing is, you don't want to start right here on the edge because you can cut these off with just your scissors. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to nestle it right in here, okay? And in honor of Erica, I am going to pin, okay? So see how it just fits right in there? Make sure my little edges match. And do you remember a few weeks ago, Brock, when I was trying to sew with a zipper foot? Very unsuccessfully. That was a good show. I learned some things, okay? So I'm going to pin, and here's the cool thing. You do not have to, quilters, have a zipper foot. So I'm just going to come in. I'm going to pin it. What does Carolina say? If you, she doesn't sew over pins, but if you do, that's your secret. I think that's hilarious. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Zippity-Do-Done zipper, and I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to run the edge of my presser foot along the edge of the zipper, and I am going to stop right here. And oh, I have to tell you funny in just a second. I'm going to backstitch, okay? Then I'm going to take my pins out. So the other day I was sewing, and Ray and I were going to some friend's house and to have dinner. And so I cleaned off my pants and, changed my shirt and put on my shoes. And we went to their house, and I take my shoes off when I go there because they have beautiful hardwood floors. And I took off my shoes. My socks had like 50 threads on them.
That's a lot of threads.
It was hilarious. It was almost like I had just, it was hilarious. They all knew what I had been doing that day. Okay, so now look, no change in your foot, no messing around, zippity-do-done, zippity-yay, okay? So now we're gonna do the same thing with the bottom. We're gonna put wrong sides together, okay? And I'm gonna kind of put these together here so that our little darts match up, okay? Alrighty. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line it up right here with my other bag. Okay. And then I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to make sure they line up the edges, line up. See, they're straight. And then I am going to pin on this side. All right, Brock, while I'm pinning and sewing, tell us if people are doing gift exchange with their guilds.
I will get to that in 1 second. We have a couple of questions here.
Oh, questions are good.
Linda wanted to know, why do you use the fusible fleece on this project?
Oh, because then, I'll show you. Then the bag, right here. Okay. I only use it on the outer part of the bag because then the bag has some substance. It's not flimsy. If I use the fusible fleece, then it adds a little bit of thickness to it. And if I use the fusible kind, then I can just iron it down. And now instead of just 2 layers of fabric, it has a thick little middle, which is appropriate at this time of year to have a thick middle.
It certainly is.
But that's a good question.
Question from Trina.
Hi, Trina.
How come on my Go Big, the purple light keeps coming on?
Oh, Brock, do you know why?
When Pam cuts, it doesn't do that.
Do you know why, Brock?
I'm not sure I do for a purple light.
Well, the blue light, I bet
Blue,
she's
the
saying.
blue light. So that's if static
Yes.
is interfering with your Go Big and it's not letting you go through. So usually you can just turn it off and put it back on and you should be good.
Okay, can I have Greg for a minute? Okay, so here's what happens, quilters. You put fabric on the die. Oh, here, we'll cut something. I feel bad about not cutting something. Okay, all right. And then you run it through the cutter. A lot of you don't have, we have a table that has a die catcher. A lot of you take your die and put it right back here, slide, don't lift, and then a little blue light comes on. See it right there? It's because static builds up as dies go through the cutter, and if you keep putting your dies here, then that static as it goes through is going to build up. So when it comes to the other side, put it down or do it on the die catcher to take off your mat. That will help. But if you get that blue light, all you have to do is turn it off and on again. Some places where it is super cold, like Canada and Nebraska, sometimes that light comes on a lot.
It is
Okay.
not even cold in Nebraska.
Not yet, it's been beautiful. Okay, so look what I did. I pinned the zipper on the other side. Now I'm gonna do the exact same thing on this side. And again, I don't have to change my presser foot because it's a Zippity-Do-Done zipper. Okay, go ahead, Brock. Do you have more questions?
Not a question, we just have a good suggestion and comment here from Joanna E.
Hi, Joanne.
I love the bag die set. It is great for rounding placemat corners as well.
Somebody else told us that. I think that's brilliant.
It is very smart.
Yes. You can round placemats, you could round, if you were doing like adult bibs and wanted to round them, you could. Okay. Okay, so far so good. We're doing good things here, team. Okay. Now, next, I want to add my rings, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, our good friends at Sally Tomato, I don't know why that's so cute to say. Okay. All right, so we're gonna use, I like these little rings, okay? Now you're gonna say to me, Pam, how am I going to attach those? Oh, clever, clever, Carolina Moore. You're gonna take and you're gonna cut from your strap 2-inch sections. Okay, so these are the ones that have the fusible inside. I've already pressed them, I've already top stitched on them. 2-inch piece of straps. 2-inch, 2-inch, okay? So now, what you're gonna do is you want them to be on the outside, okay? So you're gonna string them through there. Look at that. And you want the outside that doesn't have the seam showing, okay? And you're just gonna bring them right here. Okay, I'm gonna measure. I feel like I'm gonna bring it in 1 inch. Okay, and then I'm gonna pin them. So that's a lot of little bulk there. Just keep that in mind, okay? So I'm gonna bring it right here, okay? And then I'm gonna do the same thing here. You don't want them too long because then they're gonna hang off. It kind of looks funny. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring in 1 inch. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Alrighty. Oh, just poked myself with the pin. It's okay. Okay. Now, Carolina does not tell you to do this, but I have learned some things. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a little stitch on this so that I can take the pins out, because then the next section is to take the outer piece from the top. For a minute I was scared. And you're gonna stitch all the way around it, including over the zipper. And I found that it was hard to not hit my pins. So we have a minute. So I'm just gonna stitch down my little rings, okay? And I'm just gonna give them a little stitch. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about them too much, because when I get to sewing my other part down, I can backstitch over it, okay? Brock, are you a candy aficionado? Like, does this look like Good and Plenty to you? This fabric, do you know what Good and Plenty fabric? candidates?
Yeah, I'm familiar. Sure. I was thinking it looks like more like a box of nerds.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So everybody good so far? If you have questions, tell us now. Forever hold your peace. Okay. So the rings are tucked inside. Okay. And now I am going to stitch over the whole thing, including up here at the top. All of you are stressed, but never fear because this is important. Look what the zipper is. Look where it is. The zipper is open. So I'm going to be able to turn things inside out. I know. Sometimes it just makes me nervous, but this is good, okay? All right, so I'm going to open it up. I'm going to put these together. We're going to put wrong sides together, or right sides together, okay, and stitch all the way around. So I'm going to pin it here so I know that I need to slow down. And then I'm going to pin it down here so that I get all 3 layers. Okay, that is really important. All 3 layers as you come around the corner. Okay? All right, Brock, so while I'm pinning these and stitching them, any questions?
Good on questions. We got some more guild exchanges things here. So Shirley says, our guild is having a handmade quilted ornament exchange this year.
Oh, that's fun.
Which we may be able to help with because one of our go-getters, Tina Curtis, last year did a whole series on different various ornaments that you could make with AccuQuilt stuff.
She did.
So if you want to go check that out on TikTok, her handle is @_Tina1802, and it's really good stuff. It'll give you a lot of inspiration if you're struggling to figure out what you want to do this year.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Susan says, our gift exchange is giving something quilted related. We're the Wildwood Quilters Guild.
Oh, I bet they're in California. We'll have to ask.
Hard to say. Nancy says, our Christmas party / gift exchange was canceled on Monday because the city needed to work on their electrical system. I guess the Grinch made his way there.
Dang.
No.
Oh, no.
I do like to imagine that a guy in like a green fuzzy suit was just like running around chopping down power cable lines.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I
think
hope so.
That's like a modern day
Right.
Grinch thing to do.
Someone in Wisconsin was wearing a unicorn, blow-up unicorn outfit to snowblow. Have you seen that on Instagram?
I have not.
It's hilarious.
What a world. What a world.
Okay, so now I've kind of pinned because I really want to keep it tight. All right, so I'm going to just go around, stitch all the way, and then we're going to trim the zipper. I know all of you are a little stressed about this, but I promise it will work. And if it doesn't, I don't know, it will work. Okay, so look, I'm coming down over those straps. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to lift up my presser foot. And boy, am I making sure that always I have all 3 layers. Because you don't want to have not all the layers. Not have all the layers. There, that's the correct way of saying that word. Hold on, I'm going to move my zipper so that it's closer. Okay. All right, Brock, while I'm sewing. Any updates?
Lisa Atwood, our guild just plays regular bingo, but each person brings in a wrapped quilting related item, and each time someone wins or yells bingo, they get to choose a new gift. So that's fun. You play bingo along with kind of a white elephant deal. That's fun.
I like that.
Good job.
I like that.
Dolores, Quilters Anonymous Quilt Guild from South Dakota exchanged a 2-pound bag of scraps. Oh, man.
Oh, man. I bet that was so fun. Wow.
2-pound bag specific. That's what's getting me. Why 2 pounds specific?
I don't know. I just feel like, right? I don't know. Bless you. I don't know why it's 2 pounds. Tell us why it was 2 pounds. And did everybody measure, or did some people just eyeball it?
Oh, I have to imagine that there were a lot of people that just like, 2 pounds is just a suggestion, and here's all of my scraps.
Yeah, yeah. 2 pounds will fit in this size bag.
Yeah.
I feel like that's true.
Got another one from Sandy G. Peaks in Pines Quilt Guild sponsors 3 families with up to 10 children. Each child gets a quilt, and the parents also get a quilt. So that's
wow, that's an endeavor. Oh,
well
okay.
done, Peaks and Pines Quilt Guild.
Hold on. I checked in the bottom, and my lining was coming. I wasn't catching my lining, so I'm stopping. Okay, that's a endeavor. Everybody gets a quilt. Okay.
So we got a comment here from Linda in New Hampshire. Apparently, people on our chats are over the moon that you're using so many pins today. Somebody said, I think that's 5. That might be a record for Quilt Live with Pam.
Pretty sure it is a record. I know, right? Pins. They're not just for show. I especially in projects like this where I need to make sure I get all of the layers, boy, I'm going to make sure I pin. Okay.
We've got another lovely comment here from Joy B, who says, thank you, Pam, for all the demos you did at the Quilted Cow. I purchased the Go and am so excited to start using it.
Listen, we had so much fun at the Quilting Cow. It is they have 2 shops. They have one in Branson, Missouri, and they have one in Raymore. And Jill Rep, who is part of our AccuQuilt team, who specializes in June Taylor, Jill and I went, and listen, we stayed up way later than I've stayed up in a long time and had so much fun at the Quilted Cow. You should follow them on Facebook. They do live events all the time. Okay, I have now stitched, and now I'm gonna check and make sure I stitched all the way around all the layers. I did. Okay, you ready? So now, turn the page. We're gonna clip off the ends of the zipper, and already some of you are stressed about that, but don't be, because when I came across the zipper here, I backstitched, and look, you can just cut them. They're nylon zippers. Who knew? Well, the good folks at June Taylor know, because they're the ones who told us. Okay? All right. Turn the bag over so the lining fabric is visible. Place the large lining fabric piece right sides together. See, look. I promise it's gonna work, because look. Already exciting things are happening. Okay. Now hold on here. I just have to make sure. Cut off, turn the bag over so the, place the lining. Hold on, I just want to make sure the top of the lining. Just give me 1 second. Talk, Brock, so I can think here.
Oh no, don't put me on the spot like that. I can't handle this. Okay, it's fine.
Oh, here.
So we did have a question, but I'm waiting for a little bit more clarification on it, asking about the last piece of lining, which I believe is what you're going over now.
Yes.
So once Pam is able to decipher her coded instructional page, we'll get this talked about and done.
Okay, turn the bag over so the lining is visible, right here. Okay. This is good. Large right sides together. Stitch around and stop here at the top, okay? All right, And then we're gonna turn it inside out and see if it works.
Let's do it.
Let's try it, right? Live life on the edge here. Oh, we only have 15 minutes. I will do my best here. Okay. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is it tells us to, the pattern is great because it tells us to stitch here. So I'm gonna stitch once again. A lot of bulk here on this where the little hoops are, those little metal hardware. Okay. Brock, I'm gonna cry real tears. I made one of these at home, so I know it works. So we'll just follow it. Do you remember when I was making lined Christmas stockings and I had the same intrepidation, but it was fine. Okay, so now here we go. And I think the reason we do that is so that the lining stays together and then you turn the whole thing with the zipper open. Got to make sure you have the zipper open because otherwise it will not work. Okay, do we have comments? Or is everybody just waiting to see?
I think a lot of people are on the edge of their seat waiting to see if this turns out.
It's all going to be great.
We do have one more quilt guild thing here from Patricia W. Says, our Gil Camarillo quilt guild made poppers out of toilet paper rolls and then covered them and stuffed them with sewing notions and everybody got them and we popped them all at once.
Okay, that is hilarious. I like that. I like that a lot. We have lots of notions on our website.
We have a quick question here.
Okay, well, I'm sewing the lining.
Do the Karen K. Buckley scissors work for left-handed people?
Oh, gosh.
They're pretty ambidextrous.
Yeah, hold on here. I want to make sure I get the lining. I'm going to tell you, I would say yes. What do you think, Brock? Are you left-handed?
No.
We'll have to find somebody in our studio who's left-handed and see. Are you left-handed?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've been working here for over 2 years. You don't know which hand I use?
Sorry. Okay.
All right. You're focused. I won't hold it against you.
Yeah, I'm focused on getting this whole project done here. Okay. All right. You ready?
Moment of truth.
I know, it's going to be great. Okay, so turn the bag inside out using the hole. And then I think we have to turn the whole thing inside out again from the zipper. Okay, so I'm turning it inside out. Oh, this is giving me hope that I followed the instructions to the T. Okay, and now watch. Oh man, I might have to give this to Erica for Christmas. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Did I do it right? Oh, ta-da. It looks, thank you. Thank you very much. Ah! Okay, so that's the trick. Read the instructions. That's the trick. So the trick is once you sew the lining, okay, remember I sewed the lining, left the hole at the top, and now I'm gonna have to go back in and stitch this, you know, hand stitch this. Once you sew the lining, turn it inside out, and then come where the zipper is and turn it inside out there. Look at this. Okay, and then you're gonna follow the instructions to add the rest of the hardware. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna, you can sew it, stitch it here. You can add one of these little square sliders, okay? And add it to your bag. What do you think, Brock? Were you worried?
I was petrified.
Yeah, that makes two of us. Well, I had made one previously, so I felt like it was a good start. So I just think they're super cute. Okay, that's it. Now, be sure and share all of your finished projects with us on our social media platforms. Use that hashtag AccuQuiltBuilt. Hey, maybe what I should do is whoever wins today, should I send them the rest of the hardware and the strap and they could have this bag? Should we do that?
I mean, that's entirely up to you. You did just say maybe give it to Erica.
I know, and she's probably watching.
Oh, yeah, I want that bag. And then you just say, like, nope, never mind.
Never mind, Erica. No, I think I better give it to the lovely Erica. Okay. All right, Brock, do you want to announce the winner?
Yes, so the winner of a Carolina Moore box bag die set is Linnea B. from Burlington, Kentucky.
Congratulations, Linnea. You're gonna love this because you can make these kind of bags. You can make these little bags. Get you some Zippity-Do-Done zippers.
And they help with rounded placemat corners.
And placemat corners, yeah. Get you some Zippity-Do-Done zippers because then you don't have to mess with that. I just think that's great. All right, be sure and check out the AccuQuilt website for some great deals, including this month's die to try, the Go Fractured Tumbler die. And Brock, we have like limited supply of those, right?
We're getting down to the bare bones of it, yeah.
The nitty gritties. Okay, make sure you get one. Okay, should we make an announcement, Brock, about some changes that are happening here in the studio in January?
I think we can hold off another week. I think we can wait to start spilling the tea for another week.
Okay. You want to check back because we have some exciting news. All right, who's helping us with our online questions?
We have Emily and Lauren and Courtney.
Thank you, Emily and Lauren and Courtney. Here in the Dream Studio, we have Brock and Kenyon and Greg, and I'm Pam. We're here to help you cut time so you can quilt more. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. To learn more about your quilting craft, be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for live events every Tuesday and Wednesday. You can check out the events page on the AccuQuilt website for more details on upcoming shows. And if you're looking for even more inspiration, visit our blog for exclusive tutorials filled with tips and tricks. And remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more. Be sure to join us on Tuesday, December 19th at 12 noon Central Time for a special replay show about last-minute gift ideas. Then come back for next week's AccuQuilt Live as I teach you about cube basics and how cubes work together and easy ways to translate patterns.